The Heritage needs highway pegs. I say we put them right about there. I got a kit. Quick video today showing you how to install them and to make sure they're in the same position side to side. That's what the cardboard's for. All right, like I said in the intro, I'm going to install highway pegs on the Heritage Softail. It had originally brackets, but no pegs. So I took them off, and we're going to go ahead and install new ones. My legs are a little bit longer, so I'm going to extend them further out. And I have a piece of cardboard to show you how to make sure we get them on the same height side to side. Let me reposition the camera. We'll get started. All right, here we are down at the crash bar. I want to go through what's in the kit. So it comes with the peg, obviously. So I chose this style because it matched the style for the rear passenger foot peg. It comes with a bracket that goes around the crash bar. So this is a kit for a 1 1/4. So it wraps around. It is a little bit smaller, so it will crush into this. They can be placed either with it facing forward or facing rearward, depending on how much room you need. In my case, I'm going to face them forward because I have a little bit longer legs. Also, the kit comes with an Allen wrench, right? Pretty easy. And that is used for installing it as well as adjusting the orientation. So what this does is you can loosen this and change the orientation of the foot peg in relation to the mount. If you look closely, and I don't know how well it'll show up on camera because everything's all shiny, there's scratches already in my crash bar from where the original owner had put them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these in such a position that it covers up that scratch. Not that it's that big of a deal, but to me, I don't want it showing. And then what we'll do is once we get this side installed, we will go ahead and mark it on a piece of cardboard and make sure we do it the same on the other side. Pretty straightforward. So the first step is to remove these screws and figure out placement. So I'm going to face it a little bit towards the driver with the L facing forward. And like I said, it's a loose fit now, and then once we tighten it up, it'll squeeze in place. Another thing, once you get the bracket installed, then the pegs go in with either a 14 millimeter or 9/16. 14 millimeter fits better, 9/16 is close. So personally, I have a set of 6-point sockets that are all metric. So I'm going to use 14 millimeter. You could use 9/16. I just don't think it fits quite as well. All right, so here's our scratch. I'm going to put it down just where the scratch is in the middle. So tighten one side, make it nice and tight. Now I'm going to tighten the other, and it will clamp it in place. What you can do, in fact, what I may do, is loosen this up and bring them both in at the same rate so that the gaps are the same. All right, so if you notice, these are not lined up straight with the crash bars. They're at an angle. And the reason is I want this to face the rider. So when this is in place and we tilt it, it'll point towards the rider. So let's go ahead and remove this. Now, when you take this apart, there's a couple of things to note. First of all, it has a nylock washer. And what that does is it allows the nut to be tightened to a certain place and not super tight. So that way it won't back out. Next is a washer, pretty straightforward. And then inside, as I pull this out, what you'll see is there's a shim, and it's an angled shim. There it is right there. Now, if you can see it, it has a shape to it, like a dome to it. And what that does is it causes or creates friction between the peg and the body. So this can go in a bunch of different ways. The flat facing in, the flat facing out. I don't think it really much matters. I'm going to do it with the flat facing in because I think it'll look better that way. But again, I don't think it really much matters. And then you install it with this detail facing down. So that will create the stop for where the peg will stop when it's inserted. I just put that through. Put on our washer. And our nylock nut. All right, now let's tighten it up. 14 millimeter. Fits better than 9/16. We're going to tighten it up until it's no longer rattly loose. So there we go. It's not loose. Still comes up and down. I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. It's getting better. There we go. So it's tight enough that when it's in the up position, it won't fall. And when it's in the down position, it looks all right. Next, we're going to orient it toward the driver. So I loosen this screw here on the end. And then we can spin it. And I'm just going to face it towards the seat. I'll do final adjustments later, but that's how you set it. All right, so now the right-hand side is done. It's exactly the way we want it, exactly the placement where we want it. Next, we're going to use a piece of cardboard so that we make sure we put them both on the same side. I know this is a lot bigger than it needs to be, but the point here is we want it to go along the front at the top of the bar, so that way it's level with the bike. I have the bike on the side stand. One thing you could do if you had a center stand or a lift, you could put the bike vertical and measure from the ground. I don't feel like getting my lift out right now. So right there, that is the top. Okay, so as you can see, I made a mark right there. That is the top. In fact, there. Now what we'll do is we will use this to mark the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this over to the back, because when we turn it around, that is where it will show on the other side. Here we are on the left-hand side. I've went ahead and just installed it. It's loose. Now let's take our cardboard and put it back up where it was on the other side. So the bike is tilting to the left. So it is an optical illusion that this is lower. Well, it is lower, but that it's in a different position than the other side. So if you look, there's our mark that says top, lined up with, let's put the cardboard back where it belongs. Lined up with our cardboard right there. Okay, so that's where we want it. I'm going to snug this up. Again, we're not building the Swiss watch, but there's our position. And like the other side, I want it facing towards the rider. Does that look good? Let's check it again. Never hurts to check twice. All right. So I think you can see from your vantage there that the top lines up with the top. So that's the position that's correct. Well, let's aim it towards the rider. That looks about right. We'll tighten these up. And like the other side, we have our peg, our spring, the bolt, washer, and nut. So let's align this up. Remember, this goes down. This goes next to it. Like the other side, I'm going to put the flat facing in. Don't think it really much matters, but that's how I'm doing it. Then the peg goes in. Then, like the other side, I'm going to bring the bolt in from the front. And we'll put the nut on the back. Just aesthetically, I think it looks better. There's that. Washer, the nut. And like the other side, we will tighten this up. I think that's good. Next, we'll adjust the foot peg to face the rider. That looks about right there. Tighten that up. There we have it. Here we are. Foot pegs are installed. They are pretty darn close to equal to each other. So they're angled in towards the rider. The pegs themselves are tilted, and I can easily flip them up or flip them down. My feet fit on them fine. If I want to, I can stretch out even more and put my feet on them. Well, that's it for today. Like I said in the beginning, a very short video on how to install highway pegs. I hope you liked today's video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Please subscribe to my channel. I always need more subscribers. Hit the bell, you'll be notified of more content. And as always, thanks for watching. Go far with Brett.